did your ancestor move to a new location? Why did your ancestor participate in a particular occupation? Do you know those answers? Do you know why it might matter to your research? Well, that's okay, because you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Lisa Lisson with Are You My Cousin, where I strive to take the overwhelm out of your genealogy research. Love it if you would hit the subscribe button down below. You won't miss a thing when it comes to posting, when I post new videos here at the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel. Let's talk about a very common mistake that I see researchers making. And quite frankly, I made it for quite a while myself. And that is, we as researchers can fail to look at the records, can fail to look at the world of our ancestors through our ancestors' eyes. In other words, we tend to look at it through the lens of 2020 and what we might think. But it's crucial that as genealogy researchers, we think in terms of what were they thinking at that time. We need to get into their heads, so to speak. So oftentimes when I'm talking about researching really sticky genealogy problems, when you're really struggling to determine a family line and you're really trying to break that brick wall, you've probably heard how we recommend that you get to know that ancestor on a very specific level. I try to rebuild their lives, by 10 years, census increments. I try to rebuild their lives by year by year. I try to go month by month if I have to, and if I could, I'd go day by day. You guys, I often say if I could figure out what they had for breakfast, I'd want to know that too. And the point being, I need to understand who they are as a people. I need to understand what was influencing them, because what was influencing them doesn't necessarily influence me, even though maybe I'm a bit unusual in that I live in the area where my ancestors lived, but what influences me today didn't necessarily influence my ancestors. So that's an important piece of the puzzle to understand. One of to illustrate this, think about occupations. So in one family line, I had ancestors who tended to move around a lot, kind of from county to county, bouncing around. The kids could be farmed out to other family members, and I never really could figure out why. I couldn't figure out why do I keep finding, this guy bouncing around the county? What was going on? Well, it turned out he worked in construction, and he had to go where the jobs went. Because he had to go where the jobs went, and he was a widower, his kids were in various family members' homes. And so that helped me understand what was happening and where to find their records. So, one sibling's record might be in one county, but the other sibling might be his or her records would be found in a different county or a different school. So I had to think through those lines. It's also really important that you understand, and this gets into the subject of social history and really understanding what is those influences. So perhaps you lose your ancestor and they leave an area. Well, why did they leave the area? Was it they just had wanderlust? Or was it because maybe a hurricane came and knocked out that fishing village, so they had to go somewhere else? So when you understand that, and you understand here you have a fisherman ancestor, he lived during the time of this horrific hurricane that basically wiped the fishing village off the map or destroyed it for a good period of time. Yes, he would have left. So think about, where did he go? Well, he probably didn't go tobacco farming. He probably went someplace else where he could be a fisherman because he was a fisherman. And so thinking in terms of where might have been the most likely possibility he would have gone, that could help lead you into the next step. So you have to understand what it is they're doing when you lose them. Why are they moving? What's that driving influence? And could that dictate where they went? Not unusual at all when you see, particularly in the rural South, when we're watching those migration patterns through the South, to find ancestors living on the same type of land that they may have had. Maybe they started in Virginia or North Carolina, and you find them again perhaps over in Tennessee, and they're living in the same type of land, growing the same type of crops, because it's what they know how to do, and it's how they can survive. So it's important to understand and start to build kind of that social history around your ancestor. And I'm going to put a link in the description below about social history. I wrote an article over on the website about using social history in your genealogy research, and you can learn more about it there. So I'll put that there for you to look at. But it is important to add that piece of the puzzle. It's what helps us understand and get to know our ancestor better. And when we can view the world from their eyes and their perspective, our research is going to be richer, and it's going to hopefully move forward at a quicker pace. So I would love to hear some of the stories that maybe you have had in terms of social history, and really kind of when you started to look at your ancestor and started to look at the world and the records through their eyes, what you might have discovered. Feel free to put them down in the comments below. And before you head off to do your research today, hit that subscribe button. You won't miss anything here as I post on the Are You My Cousin YouTube channel. So I look forward to seeing you here in my next video or over on the website. Have a great day, guys. Bye.